The main thing I would say that Glasgow is doing at the moment is they've produced the anti-racism charter, which has been handed out to every school within Glasgow. And this charter is supposed to be a commitment from all our schools in Glasgow to take steps of things that they can do to take steps to become more anti-racist within their practice and within their day-to-day, things that they do within the school. So I'll give you a wee second to look over that. Okay, so what I'd like to say is that I share this when I go out with my training with staff. Sorry, Leanne. So share this with staff when we go out to training, but we also have a kind of child-friendly version as well. So we share that with young people as well so that they understand it. So this anti-racism charter has been shared for everyone within school, and I'm hoping that this is the first steps to sharing it with parents as well, so that you all understand what's happening within schools towards that as well. And then if we go on to the next slide. So earlier on I talked about promoting anti-racism together in education. So this is it took place this year. I just put some pictures from Party 22, which was last year's one. So this is a yearly, an annual event that takes place, and there's a showcase that takes place. There are workshops for pupils, workshops for the teachers as well, and it's just it's a lovely experience for the children to come in and learn from one another, with one another, and there's an opportunity for staff to learn as well. Of a boy that attended, just a wee short one.
It's important to talk about racism because you're not born with racism, you're taught it. So if we all learn that it's a bad thing and it's wrong, our future generations are going to know not to do it, and it's not going to exist in the future. So if history doesn't want to repeat itself, we should try and eliminate the bad.
Okay, I just thought that was a nice wee, thing that boy had said, and I thought it was quite powerful what he'd said. So he came along to Party 22, and I think it was a reflection of the day that the children and the young people that came along, they are looking for change, they are pushing for change, they want it to happen, and so I think we have to keep doing all of these things that we're doing to meet their needs, to meet the need that they have for change to happen. And so if we look on to the next slide, then we can see what's happening there. So we're now running anti-racism conversation sessions, which take place in the city chambers. So we run a primary session and a secondary session, and what happens with that is this year we've run 3. Well, we're just about to go into our 3rd session, which is after the Easter holidays. And these are run for young people, they're run by young people. So they come and they share and they talk to one another, they lead what we put together for them, they get the opportunity to discuss change, to focus on different parts of the charter. So the last time we were there, we were talking about the recording and reporting aspect of the anti-racism charter and whether they think that's effective enough, the way that it's working within the schools, and should there be other ways for them to report a racist incident. And there was a lot of ideas that came up. So for example, one of the young people had said that they thought there should be maybe a QR code. So if they've got their iPads, they could just be able to report it via this QR code. So then that would maybe eliminate some of the stress of having to actually approach someone and talk about it. If they could do it that way, then that's an easier way for them to do it. It would kind of de-stress the whole situation. And then there was talking about like the restorative conversations afterwards and what they should be like, and how aware should they be of what's happening, with the reporting process, and then with the what happens next or whatever. So we want them to feel like they are the people that are making the change as well, and they absolutely are. Their ideas outweigh anything that we could possibly come up with, and so we're wanting to continue this into the new school year next year as well. And allow them, like I say, to lead on the learning with one another. And so as we go into the June session, we've had countless number of schools, countless number of young people that want to take part, they want to lead on the learning for the next one. And so we're going to let them kind of run with it themselves to lead one another with how we can make change happen. And it's a really positive experience. And what else we're seeing from that is that the schools are starting to work together, they're starting to network and build networks within one another as well. We're starting to learn from each other's like anti-racism clubs or equalities groups and things, and take things back. One school came and they did their own survey with the primary group. They carried out their own survey. I was hoping to keep the information that they had to use for myself, but that was not allowed. They took it off me and went away back because they were going to write their own kind of report. of what they'd found out from the day, so I just had to take pictures of what they'd learned. But it really is starting to push change within the young people, and it's really, really positive. And then if we look on to the next slide, the other thing that we're doing is anti-racism support and development groups. So as I said, there is the Building Racial Literacy programme. It is really oversubscribed. Everyone in Scotland wants to attend the Building Racial Literacy programme, and it's very, very difficult to get on that. So what we did was instead, we work alongside the Educational Psychology Service, and we've developed a number of sessions for teachers who are keen to explore their anti-racism journey and how they can move forward with that, how they can move from being non-racist to becoming more anti-racist. And so we've ran it 3 times this year. We run 2 sessions each time. So we run it in the north and the south of the city to allow teachers from across the city to attend. And it's had a really positive outcome.